Are we recording? Good.
So you want to learn how to play the cello, but you're not entirely sure how to hold the instrument, use the bow properly, or even have a good idea on where to begin? Well, you're just in luck because I'm here to show you everything that you need to know in order to be successful at beginning to play cello. Now, the first thing we want to do before even taking the instrument out of the case is to take the bow out. You always take the bow out first in order to keep from damaging it. Then we'll take out the rock stop. And we'll just set that on the ground right in front of us because the rock stop is what keeps the cello from sliding around the floor once we take it out. Now, before touching the cello, we'll take our bow. Notice how there's a little tiny dot on the frog. We'll have that facing towards us as we take the screw and tighten the hair. This way it'll be nice and taut for when we're playing. Next, we will take our rosin and we'll just rub it across the hair of the bow. This way the bow will have some friction as it moves across the strings. Now we will get to touch the cello. In order to have the instrument sit properly, the C-peg will have to be right behind our ears. In order to get that to happen, we will just extend the end pin. It might take a couple of tries to get it to the right height. That's okay. We will then set it in our rock stop on the floor and rest the instrument between our knees and cradle it in a way so that way it won't move around while we're playing it. Time to play! We'll start with pizzicato, literally plucking the string. We'll take our thumb and we'll put it on the fingerboard about an inch up from the end. We will take our first finger, this isn't piano, so this is our first finger, and we'll just take it and we'll just pluck the string. The important thing to remember with pizzicato is that you're not taking the string, pulling it back as far as you can, and slapping the fingerboard with it. You're just taking your finger and moving the string enough to get that nice pling sound to it, just like. To make things a little more interesting, we can get our left hand involved. We'll take our hand, take our thumb, put it right on the back of the neck of the instrument. We'll take our fingers and curl them around. We'll take our elbow, we'll leave it nice and up, almost parallel to the floor. Make sure that there's enough space in between our palm and the neck of the instrument. Our fingers will be in such a way that our eyes can get us pretty close, and then our ear can get us the rest of the way. It should sound kind of like this. What I just played is something called a tetrachord. More on that later. Time for the bow! Before we actually hold the bow, let's talk about our bow buddy. See how his face is nice and round? His teeth stick out in front of his mouth, and his ears just droop out right in front. With the bow in hand, it will look a little different. Our bow bunny's teeth will still stick out right in front of his mouth like so, but one ear will just hang right in front of the frog, and the other one will just lay against the grip, like so. This is what the cool kids call pronated. An important thing to remember when it comes to bow grip is that there should be little to no tension within our bow hand at all. Any tension will lead to discomfort and pain while we're playing, and we don't want that at all. Between you and me, it should feel like you're not even holding the bow at all. Instead, it should just kind of be there in your hand. When you bring the bow and the cello together, you can get a much stronger tone. In order to create that tone, you will just take the bow and set it on the string. Remember to have the stick pointed towards you, and you just drag it right across the string. It is important to remember that to use more pressure and more speed than what you think is necessary. Altogether, it should sound something like this. We can now take our bowing technique and apply it to the tetrachord. Now all a tetrachord is just 4 adjacent notes of a scale played with each other. In our case, it's G, F sharp, E, and D. Altogether, it should sound something like this. If we want to make that more interesting, we can do it on a Mississippi steamboat. All a Mississippi steamboat is a style of bowing where we alternate between upstrokes, moving the bow towards you, and downstrokes, moving the bow away from you for each syllable. It will look something like this: Mississippi Steamboat, and it will sound something like this. And on the tetrachord, it will sound like this. If we want to play some music, we can do Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. It's an ABA form, which is analogous to bread, peanut butter, and bread. We'll start with the A section. We will only use the D string, the A string, and our tetrachords. To start the A section, we will just play our D string, then our A string, our first finger, the A string, then our tetrachord, for our B section, we will start on the A string, then our tetrachord, stopping on our first finger, then we repeat. Then we go back to the A section. Now if we want to make things even more interesting, instead of playing those long, boring notes on every pitch, we can play our Mississippi Steamboat on every single pitch. Altogether, it should sound something like this. And that has been a quick little guide in how to play the cello for anyone of all ages. I hope you guys had a lot of fun.